In the rural stillness of Germanton, North Carolina, the winter of 1929 brought a chill that went deeper than freezing temperatures. It was the eve of the Great Depression, a time of uncertainty for many. But for the Lawson family, that Christmas season began with an unusual display of prosperity. Just days before the holiday, the patriarch, 57-year-old Charlie Lawson, took his wife and 7 children into town. He bought them all brand new clothes, expensive suits, dresses, and shoes, and insisted they sit for a formal family portrait. In the photograph, they stare back at the camera with solemn expressions, captured in their finery, unaware that this image would soon become one of the most haunting artifacts in American criminal history. This portrait was not a celebration of the holidays. It was a prelude to a meticulously planned annihilation. On the morning of Christmas Day, the farmhouse was bustling with quiet rituals of the holiday. The eldest daughter, 17-year-old Marie, woke early to bake a Christmas cake, covering it with icing and raisins. The younger children played, and the house was warm. Charlie Lawson seemed calm, giving no indication of the darkness that had taken hold of his mind. As the morning progressed, snow began to dust the tobacco fields surrounding their home. Around the middle of the day, Charlie sent his eldest son, 16-year-old Arthur, on an errand to a neighboring farm to purchase ammunition for hunting, a common pastime in the area. With Arthur safely away, the final pieces of Charlie's grim plan fell into place. Charlie picked up his 12-gauge shotgun and walked out to the tobacco barn. His wife, Fanny, and their 12-year-old daughter, Carrie, were waiting there. They may have thought he was preparing for a hunt or perhaps checking on the curing shed. Without a word, Charlie raised the weapon. He shot Fanny first, then Carrie. To ensure they were dead, he bludgeoned them. He did not run or panic. Instead, he carefully positioned their bodies, placing rocks under their heads as if they were pillows, and crossed their arms over their chests. This ritualistic posing of the victims would become the signature of the massacre, a detail that baffled investigators and terrified the community. Leaving the barn, Charlie walked back toward the farmhouse where the rest of his family remained. He encountered his daughter Maybelle, 7 years old, and James, 4, near the porch. He shot them both, then used the butt of his shotgun to finish the violence. He dragged their small bodies into the tobacco barn and laid them out in the same manner as their mother and sister, with stones cushioning their heads. The silence of the farm was now broken only by the echoes of gunfire. Yet inside the house, the remaining children may have been paralyzed by fear or confusion. Charlie entered the kitchen. Marie, who had finished her cake, screamed at the sight of her father. He shot her instantly. He then found the 2 youngest boys, 2-year-old Raymond and the infant Mary Lou. The brutality here escalated. He did not waste ammunition on the baby. He bludgeoned the infant to death. When the house fell silent, he arranged their bodies just as he had the others, their arms crossed, their heads resting on pillows he fashioned from what was available. In the span of a few minutes, Charlie Lawson had eradicated nearly his entire bloodline. After the massacre, Charlie did not flee. He paced the grounds. He eventually went into the woods nearby, pacing around a large tree. The neighbors, who had gathered after hearing the shots, assuming at first that it was merely locals hunting for Christmas dinner, soon discovered the horror inside the barn and the house. They found the cake Marie had baked sitting on the table, untouched. As the reality of the massacre set in, a search party formed. Just before sunset, a single gunshot rang out from the woods. They found Charlie Lawson dead from a self-inflicted wound. Beside him were letters to his parents, but they contained no explanation, no manifesto, and no reason for the violence. They only offered instructions on how to handle his estate. The aftermath of the Lawson Family Massacre became a macabre spectacle that gripped the nation. The funeral was held in a mass grave, with thousands of curious onlookers descending upon the small town of Germanton to view the coffins. But the tragedy did not end with the burial. In a twisted turn of events, Charlie's brother opened the Lawson home to the public as a tourist attraction. For a fee, visitors could walk through the house, view the bloodstains, and stare at the Christmas cake Marie had baked, which was preserved under a glass dome. Thousands paid to see the scene of the crime, fueling a dark economy of tragedy that persisted for years. Decades later, the question of why remains unanswered. Theories have ranged from a severe head injury Charlie sustained months prior, which may have altered his personality, to darker rumors of family secrets and scandal involving his daughter Marie. Yet nothing was ever proven. The true motive went to the grave with Charlie Lawson. Today, all that remains is the collective grave in a quiet cemetery, and that single eerie photograph of a family in their new clothes, standing together for the last time, frozen in the days before a Christmas that would never end.